Hello and welcome to the True to Life podcast. This is episode 66 here in person in Dallas, Texas with my guy Hudson, who I met yesterday. Sat down at, I don't know if it was breakfast or lunch, shook hands with him, and we just kicked it off right away. Started talking about business, sports, life, and he has some stuff he's going to share later on this episode, but like all these conversations, I want to continue to get to know you. So why don't we just take it back? What got you started with baseball, and take me back to the beginning of your athletic journey?
Absolutely. Well, first off, thanks for having me on. First podcast, so excited. But yeah, man, grew up playing baseball ever since I could hold a bat in my hand. My dad played college baseball, played professional baseball. My mom played soccer in college, so sports were something that were really sought after in my family, you could say. In high school, I wrestled, played football, played baseball, but sophomore year decided that's what I wanted to do in college, and so started really pursuing that, and God led me to Harding University in Searcy, Arkansas, just northeast of Little Rock. So been there my first 3 years. I played on the team, played outfield. Throughout my journey of baseball, I've had a bunch of injuries, had 3 labrum surgeries done.
Dang.
Had some concussions, and so rehabbing my third shoulder, I decided to move from outfield to infield. Loved first base, was a lot more higher pace than outfield, but I got my 4th and 5th concussion playing first base. Just kind of freak, unlucky accidents, but decided to hang up the cleats after my junior year. So now I'm in my senior year, serving as a student assistant coach, and so get to basically hang out with my best friends every day, help them reach towards their goal, keep pouring into the program that I poured a lot into, and so it's kind of where I'm at right now. But it's a unique opportunity, and I feel like a lot of coaches would see my injury, see my story, and just kind of give me the door. But Harding University athletics is still very much poured into me, and something I'm really thankful for.
Dude, that's awesome. The effortless transition right into coaching, I think, is awesome. Do you still have an itch to play?
I do. It's kind of weird, like, I still get the kind of jitters, get excited at practice when they're doing stuff. When coach draws a line in the dirt and they got to run, like I feel not the anxiety, but the adrenaline. But I don't really like go out and do that anymore, which is odd. But I think where my head was at with the concussions, I don't think like physically I can play at the level that college sports has, especially at our school, at our conference. And so that's kind of a reminder of like, okay, like I'm doing the right decision. But I'd love to keep playing, but I'm fully content with where I'm at.
It's a great place to be. And obviously the pivot, and that's honestly where this podcast is going to, because it's evolved with me from my freshman year till now. So I'm graduating in May, so I'm about to make that next transition too.
Absolutely.
So I think that's cool. You're already seeing that transition happen, and which we'll get into a little bit later. But first, I want to more talk about, put me in the mind of a baseball student athlete, because Dominican, the college I'm at, university I'm at, doesn't have a baseball team. We have a softball team, but not a baseball team. Holy Names, where I started, did have a baseball team, and the guys were all very high energy, a little more cliquey, like they just kind of did their own thing. And I want to know what it's like from your perspective. What is it like to be a baseball student athlete?
Absolutely. So, obviously being a spring sport, we get our full winter to prepare for the season, which is great because I have some friends on the soccer team, football team. They roll in August and they hit it running
Straight to it.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
And so luckily getting all fall and all winter to kind of prepare, and not only to prepare to play, but also getting our team culture set in with the new guys, with transfers or freshmen coming in. It's really a blessing to kind of have a full semester to really get going. And so kind of moving forward with that, baseball and softball are unique. You have 50-plus games a season. Last year we had, I think we played 60 games. We were 60 games. So we went 41-19. So, 60 game seasons is a lot. Every weekend in the spring, you're there. You're playing a 3-4 game series. 5 games a week if you count the midweeks, and on Tuesdays sometimes they're double headers. And so it's a lot, but it's awesome because in some sports and some events, if you lose a game or two, like your season could be kind of cooked. But with baseball, you get to wake up and do it again. You get to wake up and do it again,
Make up for 'em. Mhm.
regardless of kind of the outcome. And I believe that's kind of how life is. And so, obviously we've both learned a lot from sports that translate to
No doubt.
life, and I feel like baseball is something that's gonna stick with me for a long time, especially.
Dude, one thing like watching baseball, dude, like that ball is moving.
Yeah.
80, 90, sometimes 100 miles an hour. And what is it, like a good hit batting percentage is what, like 30?
Yeah, man.
30%?
So if a big leaguer in his time frame in the major leagues, if he goes every 10 at bats, if he were to get a hit every out of every 10 at bats, if he were to get 3 hits, go 3 for 10 consistently, he'd be a Hall of Famer.
And like that's a testament to how hard it is to hit that ball.
Yeah, I may be a little biased, but I think hitting a baseball is hardest thing to do in sports.
Dude, it's up there.
You got pitchers throwing really firm, really slow. They move it side to side, move it up and down, and it all comes out from the same spot every
Dude.
time. So you can't get up there and guess.
A good pitcher can get tricky.
Oh yeah.
Funny story. I did 2 years of Little League in middle school. My team was the Redskins. I don't think they'll to be called that anymore, but that was my team, and I personally found myself getting a little bored out there in the grass, the hot sun. Like for me, it didn't connect with me right away.
Right.
I loved being up at bat, and I loved the feeling of getting on base, but I don't think that was enough to draw me all the way in.
Takes a little bit of time to get there sometimes.
Totally. And one thing I'm grateful for, and I talk about a lot on this show, is that I recommend that all young student athletes like play as many sports as they can while they're
Absolutely.
younger, so they can get a feel for what all's out there, because you really don't know unless you try them.
Mhm.
And I'm glad I was able to still have a little bit of an understanding. But I obviously have a lot of respect for anyone that plays collegiate sports at any level, because it's no joke. It's competitive. It's grueling. The schedule, the time. One question I had for you was, what does the typical workload look like when you guys are in season? Whether it be like your weights, you guys film, like what does it look like for baseball?
Yeah, so it's a little unique. We have film. There's this software out there that a lot of baseball programs use, and basically you can film your games and you can post it on there.
Mhm.
And once you post your games, you get access to everyone else's games too. So I'm blanking on the name of it right now. I'll let you know if I think of it. But yeah, so we watch film. Usually we start a series on Friday. After practice on Thursday, we're watching film of like basically if we're we do 3-game series, and so we'll watch their guy they're gonna throw on Friday. We'll watch the guys, and then the 2 guys they'll throw on Saturday.
So what are you guys watching for? You're watching for the pitching?
Yeah, so we'll just watch their pitches. We'll kind of see how their curveball moves, how it comes out of their hand, their delivery, kind of how long maybe it takes them to get to the plate. Some guys throw a slider from up top. Some guys throw a slider from the side. Sometimes those sliders like sweep really quick or kind of lob across the zone. And so getting kind of a feel for kind of how that pitch may look, kind of moving into the weekend is important. And then you have guys that come out of the bullpen to come in the game, and they can throw any guy out there. And so we'll kind of watch their main guys and look at their stats. We also watch. My team likes to watch other teams get like homers or doubles off of them, so you get a feel for watching some other teams mash a guy around. So
for sure,
thinking why can't I go do that tomorrow? And so our practice load is usually, if we play Friday, Saturday, you get Sunday off. Mandatory off day throughout the season, but per the NCAA. But Monday we'll roll out, hit a practice. Tuesday we'll play a game. Wednesday we'll hit another practice, maybe. Either depending on the week, move around day or kind of be light on the body, then travel Thursday, play Friday, Saturday, hit it all over again.
It's relentless.
Yeah.
Even those off days too, it's like you're still doing stuff, whether it be
you're still at the
schoolwork
field.
or side work that you got outside of student athlete life. You got family to check in with, recovery, see the trainers. Like, it's a full-time job.
Absolutely.
It's a full-time job. Dude, it's a lot. What do you think is your highlight from college athletics with baseball?
Man, dude, so my story being unique, kind of with all the injuries, I really didn't get to see much of the field. But I'd say a huge highlight was last year we won our conference tournament on our home field.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of how the tournament was set up. We went to a neutral site, and the two teams that won their side of the brackets played at the higher seeds field the next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So the next weekend, we had a team come to our field, beat them in a 3-game series, run ruled that second or third game to close out the conference championship. So that was a super big highlight. But for me, man, just being in the locker room with the guys every day, the early mornings, the later afternoons, you roll out you get to the field in the morning when it's dark, and you hit a lift, you go to class, and we'd go back to the field and practice till it got dark again. So, it's the grind. It's all day, but man, just the guys I'm surrounded by and the memories I made is something that really sticks with me.
I do think that's what I'm going to miss most. It's the
camaraderie.
It's the team. It's you go for a lift. You don't feel like lifting, but your teammate knows what to say to get you going. Or you're in practice and you're kind of BSing a little bit, and your teammates like lift you up and get you to lock in. Or just having the support system, the laughs, the fun. Making fun of each other, like the little inside jokes that are made over the course of season. Travel, like the trips, the hotel rooms, like all those little things. It's honestly, it's what it's all about. It's like those relationships you make during college athletics, not only with your team, but it's also the relationships that you build by being a student athlete, which is a perfect segue to where we are right now.
Absolutely.
Being a student athlete is why we're here. A little bit of background. This is the Student Athlete Leadership Forum, calling it SALF, which sounds a little weird off the tongue. And the theme is to adjust your sails. And this goes along with what I've been hearing a lot this year when talking to successful people, entrepreneurs. Their message to young people right now is don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to adjust. And then I come here and it's all about adjust your sails. Be ready to, on a dime, change, adjust, adapt to whatever's going on around you. So I'm just 2025 into 2025 as we head into 2026. That's just echoing around in my head, and I think it's a great time. I'm grateful that I'm here, and yeah, I'm grateful that we're able to have this conversation. So, SALF, the Student Athlete Leadership Forum, what has been one of your takeaways thus far?
Man, dude, it's been pretty unique. So I first heard of SALF through this past summer. I got to go to the NCAA Career and Sports Forum actually. So that was a 4-day basically networking event, all about transitioning from sport to career, mainly kind of what jobs look like in the sports industry, whether it be coaching, administration. And so that was also a big networking event as well. Taught you how to really professionally network. And so kind of now moving into SALF, I kind of had an idea coming in of kind of what this would possibly look like, but obviously it's a little bit different. Mark and Ashley do a phenomenal job with the leadership development, putting this stuff on in their team. So shout out them. But my biggest takeaway, man, is just how many people out there doing collegiate athletics, living the kind of lifestyle we all live, but also how different their stories are. Their perspectives, their viewpoints, being from Oklahoma, going to school in Arkansas, haven't really I've traveled around a little bit, but, I hear people tell me they're from California or from Pennsylvania, up in Iowa, North Dakota, I think it's really interesting to get to talk to people from all over the place. So that's also been something that's been neat.
Dude, no doubt. When I heard that it was going to be people from Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, from all over the U.S., that's when my interest was piqued, because I realized not only are we in our own little bubble or our own place anymore, but we get to connect with people from all across the U.S. has been really cool. And like you said, we all have the shared experience of being a student athlete, so we all can connect on that right away. So we're asking what sport, what school do you go to, and we see a lot of the same things. A lot of us are involved in our SACs back at our school, so our leadership councils back at school. So all these shared connections, that it makes the experience so much easier to fully immerse yourself into, because everyone here is here for the right reasons and wants to get better, wants to improve in whatever area. It's like you're not going to find that many people here, if any, with a cool jacket on that think that they're too good to be here or any of that. And I think that's what separates these kind of experiences from others, is that everyone's here for the right reasons. And I think that's what really helps build the build the right energy and just build the right space for everyone to get the most out of this.
Yeah, man, you get 250 of those people in the same room. Obviously we know how special it could be.
Mm-hmm.
It's only been one full day basically, but
Totally.
but yeah.
And I was thinking too, like right after, so we get dismissed around like 6:30, maybe 7:30 today, and I'm up at the gym, and you see people rolling in one at a time coming in, and I realize, and it's not a single other person in the hotel is in the gym right now, but oh yeah, you have 250 student athletes here, so everyone's going for their workout.
Yep.
It makes sense, like given the crowd that we're around.
Luckily, it's a little bit bigger than your normal hotel gym.
No, totally. A couple of quick hitters that I wanted to touch on has been they talked growth mindset
Mm-hmm.
Versus fixed mindset, which I've actually recorded a solo pod on. But
There you go.
any little thought on growth mindset? If not, we can keep pushing. But if you had something,
Yeah, man, absolutely. I think we live in a world of complacency, of people being comfortable with where they're at, and I don't think you can get anywhere having a fixed mindset, being complacent. Shout out Coach Beasley from Harding University. He preaches how you do anything is how you do everything, and that's something that he's always said that's really stuck with me. Something I'm gonna take with me the rest of my life, teach my kids about. But I think a growth mindset is something that you got to be vulnerable, you got to be bold, you got to be confident, and I don't think you can get there without failing, without losing, without learning to fail, without learning to lose the right way. And so I think growth mindset is extremely important and something that our day and age, people look at our generation and maybe don't see a lot of that. You see a lot of complacent people, and so I'm all in on a growth mindset, and I think that's something that a lot of people should learn more about, or at least try to implement in their life.
Totally. I think it starts with information and just trying to get this information out to people. Man, I do have some thoughts on our generation. I do think this Gen Z and then Gen Alpha that's coming up, I do think we're a bit misunderstood. I do believe that we as a group need to spend less time on our phones and less time on technology, which I try to say that and I try to live it out too. But I know it's hard at the same time when you're managing a whole bunch of things and you do have, maybe it's emails, it's whatever, stuff happens. But there's also a lot of time that's wasted on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's getting the information out, and if people are on their phones, I mean, hopefully they're tapping in. They're
Right.
listening
I mean,
to
we're
the
technically
message.
using technology right now, but
Right.
like you're saying, there definitely is that.
There's good and bad that comes out of it. Before we go down a tangent, let's keep myself focused here. The next one, this was from today, was talking about core values and how those are picked. Do you remember what your three were off the top of your head?
I do. Yeah, I believe I had faith, helping, and intimacy.
Do you feel like those connect with you? Those are the ones that we picked ourselves, right?
Yes. Yeah.
How closely did those assign with the strengths assessment that we did?
Pretty close. Just kind of different fonts. I would say, maybe not as in line as some other people would say, but I think they align. My top three with the strengths finders were like winning others over, futuristic, positivity, and so I think those all kind of play into each other.
I was shocked with how the strengths assessment was.
How spot on.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, this thing is high level. All right, for a little bit of context, we took the Clifton Strengths Assessment. Everyone that's here at the forum took it, and it takes about 40 minutes, and it's a whole bunch of questions, answering.
Part of our pre-work
part of the pre-work, which they really had it set up and dialed in, which I really appreciate. So you answer they ask you a question up at the top, and it's out of 5, and I've like strongly agree, somewhat disagree, something like that, and it's 5 different options, and you go through like a 40-minute quiz, a whole bunch of different questions ranging from all these different topics, and essentially it narrows you down to 5 of your top strengths, and from there we broke those strengths down. We talked about what was part of that workshop? It was break down what the strengths were, and it was identifying which ones were your strongest, which ones you want to improve on. It's all the stuff is just to become better leaders at the end of the day. That's what the whole thing's about.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what mine were. It was authentic for the 3 core values, and these are ones that I picked. It was authenticity, it was family, and City, family, and personal growth.
Yeah, we had a lot to choose from.
There was a lot. There's like 30 plus. There's like 30,
Yeah, 30 or 40
30 or
cards.
40. Yeah. Anyways, a lot of fun activities, a lot of stuff to learn. They've really put on a great experience thus far. I'm really excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, man, me too. It feels like we've been here for a while, but like I said, it's only been one day, so got 2 more left.
Dude, yeah, these kind of things, like you get here, man, might be a little nervous at first, looking around, don't know anybody, but then even already by day 2, you're seeing some of the same faces again, smiling, chatting with people. It's cool. I love these. I love these kind of things.
Yeah, they've done a phenomenal job with how they get us interacting with each other. All the different games, all the different icebreakers. That's really, helped our group, blue team. Blue team.
Yeah, we're both on blue team. We're on blue team. Any other self thoughts? Any other leadership thoughts before we pivot out of here? I don't want to forget anything.
I'm trying to think.
It's hard to put it all into one. The speaker this morning was really good. The analogy on the redwoods.
Felicia Martin.
I might have to reach out to her and get her on the show.
Yeah, she'd be legit. She may still be here. We need to check into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to tell them about the redwood example?
Dude, I think you should as our guest.
Okay, I got it. So we're talking about the power of teams, the power of leaning into each other. You can't have a good team with just one guy. It takes everyone. And she talked about the redwood trees in, I believe, California, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So these trees grow to 360 feet tall.
As tall as a 36-story skyscraper.
Okay, yeah, that's up there.
Yeah.
So she talked about these big trees, and she talks about how their roots are only about 5-6 feet deep.
Mm-hmm.
You would think a 360-foot tree has some crazy roots and some crazy mass, but why they're able to stand so tall and sway back and forth is because their roots not only go 5 feet down, but they connect it with each other. They intertwine. They stretch 100 feet wide, side to side. And so, she related that to the power of working together with a team and leaning into each other, connecting with each other, and how strong you can be and how tall you can go with that. And I just thought that was a unique example. My coach kind of gave us that same kind of speech last year in the conference tournament, the regionals. And so, yeah, dude, I thought her bringing that up today tied perfectly with adjusting your sail.
Dude, absolutely.
Being a leader. For sure.
I would say too. The only thing I would add to that was the way that she had us illustrate it. We all put our hands out wide, and there's 250 people in a room, so you got to really see what it was that she was talking about it right after she explained it. So it really, really sunk in. I hope someone grabbed a photo of that. It was really cool, and she subbed in for NCAA President Charlie Baker, who was supposed to speak. And I thought that you're stepping in for NCAA President. That's a pretty big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
And I thought she killed it. Shout out. What was her name? It was Felicia.
Felicia Martin. Yeah.
Felicia Martin. Yeah, it was amazing. I'm curious. There's gonna be some good speakers tomorrow too.
Oh, I know.
So I'm excited about that.
We got shout out Peaches and
Tommy.
Peaches and Tommy. Yeah.
Peaches and Tommy. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I love how they break us up into many different, obviously color groups, and so all 250 of us broken up into different groups, and we've had the pleasure of being led by Tommy and Peaches. I'm Peaches Brown and Tom.
I don't know his last name.
I'm blanking on Tommy's last name, but they've done a phenomenal job leading us. Dude, you remember how quickly the energy changed in the room last night. When it was from the first 10 minutes to the middle and to the end of the first session we had. So they've been doing a phenomenal job with our group.
I would say one of my last questions before we pivot into one of the main reasons why we're sitting here today, which we'll close with, would be, what is the takeaway that so far, and there's might be more coming down later in the weekend, what would be the takeaway so far that you look to bring back to your university?
Man, dude, that's a good one. Peaches and Tommy sharing a lot of those quotes, I think has been really good, because I think it gives people to something to look at and think at. So I've thought about kind of sharing those quotes back with them. I liked a lot of the interactive stuff that we've done. I really enjoyed. I'm the president of my student athlete advisory.
Me too, man.
Committee.
President
go, bro.
Chat.
Let's go. Yeah, President Check. So I'm Harding's president, and I also have the pleasure of repping the Great American Conference. Shout out the GAC. And so Something that in our meetings I think we could really flourish from is kind of starting the meeting off with these, the ball game we use, the name game, stuff like that. And so that's something I'm definitely going to take back too, is the how you get everyone interacted and kind of breaking the icebreakers.
100%. I added icebreakers to the beginning of our meetings this year because I became president at the beginning of the year, and that's one that I'll use for our next meeting in
Yeah.
December. Um, it's just great. Get everyone laughing, throwing the ball around, saying a name. Um,
Funny,
that's just a
it
lot.
starts off all awkward, but then by the end
Totally.
you're all doing the same thing.
And I feel like some of the skills and the tools I'm learning just over the last 2 days, it's already helping me with how I'm going to approach my biggest question coming in here was, how do I continue to get buy-in from people that have a cool jacket on? Um, Honestly, one of my triggers is when people have cool jackets on, when they think they're too good for something. Because in my mind, if if no, I don't think anyone's above, like,
Above someone else.
yeah, it's like or even we're trying to do something for the betterment of the community, for the betterment of the school. We're trying to make this a more fun, engaging environment. Why you gotta act so cool? Like, let's have fun. And what I will say, I think that really was a really big struggle of my team at Dominican the last 2 years. But I think this year they're finally stepping out of that. So we have this Dominican fight song that we sing after every single game. And last year, we win or lose, and no one wanted to sing the song. It's like Dominican, Dominican. And it's like this whole song, and
Right.
it's like 30 seconds. But now the guys are really into it. Our coach required that we sing it for the last 2 weeks straight before practice. But that's something super small, but a little bit of buy-in there. And now the guys are laughing. We're like, it makes it more fun. So when people buy in, you'll be surprised at how fun the things actually are once you're bought in. But just, yeah, those little icebreakers, those little fun things, get people laughing. I think that's the start
Heck yeah, man.
of connection.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so when we sat down yesterday, you mentioned this connection service for student athletes that you're working on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's, it's not even a shameless plug. It's just a plug. Let's Okay, so over the last 2 days, I've heard a lot of the speakers have been, let me shamelessly plug this, and then they drop something that they want to share with us. So I'm gonna be stealing that. But anyway, please share and talk about what it is that you're working on or have on the back burner
Yeah, man. So,
or front burner.
so two teammates and I have been working on a professional networking platform for only student athletes and only employers. And so this original idea started from my other co-founder, Logan Lacey, and he worked financial internship with Northwestern Mutual over the summer. And while he was doing that this past summer, he was thinking, how can I, and hopefully we can have him on sometime in the future, he can kind of share more, but how can I continue to stay involved with collegiate athletics and sports when my time is done? Moving into my 5th year, what can I do? And so he created this idea to get all athletes on a platform to teach them financial literacy, to get them connecting. Some athletes are getting a lot of money with NIL, but they don't know where to put it, don't know how to manage it the right way. A lot of athletes are also working really hard in sports, but they don't know how to transition. And so when he got back in the fall, he kind of told me this idea. And me coming off of the Career in Sports Forum, all this networking, all this idea of transitioning, dude, I saw this idea, like, dude, like, I'm all in with you. Like, let's run with this thing. And so we started out this idea to create a platform where athletes can come on, connect with other athletes, share their stories, but also to connect with employers, because employers, they like hiring athletes. There's a lot of companies out there that only like to hire athletes. And so, because they're disciplined, we work hard, we work well with others. You can count on us to show up and get a job done. We manage morning lifts, then we go to our classes doing 14 to 16, 17 hours a semester, and then we roll into a practice in the afternoon, and then we go eat dinner. Then it's 8 o'clock. You got 8 to 11 to do your homework. So we can manage a lot of things well, and so we kind of identified a problem of athletes not having time for internships, jobs, the career fairs at their school, always in the afternoon. And so there's no guidance or mentorship for that next stage of life. And on the other end, the other problem is, like I said, the employers who have the hard time. Who do I hire? Who's going to come work for me and not just work for 5 months and then, they get bored or something's not going their way, they're out. That's why they like hiring athletes, because they can count on us. And so we came up with LaceUP Network, and we shared this idea with a bunch of business professors at Harding. That kind of helped us map out how this business plan should look, how the revenue stream should look, how to kind of scale this business. And so we started with a 90-second pitch competition. It's a little competition our school was doing for business ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry if I'm kind of rambling here. It's kind of a long story, but
No, it's okay.
So Logan was at practice, but being a student assistant, I kind of had the kind of wiggle room to, hey, like, tell my coach a week in advance, hey, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to this. And so he's like, all right, no worries. And so I went to this 90-second pitch. I memorized the script. I was going to super passionate about this business. And, dude, I walked into this room and sold. All right, I sold in front of these investors that I think like $800 was on the table for the winner. Yeah, first place
That's
winner. They were all up here to the left, and then there was about 70 other people in the room. And, dude, I got there and just blanked. I just blanked trying to pitch this idea. I was like, holy cow, dude. And so I fought through it. I got through it, and ended up obviously not winning a single dime from this 90-second pitch. I was like, Logan, man, like, I'm so sorry. Like, bro, like, we've been working this idea, and I sold. He's like, dude, like, it's all right. Speaks to the great guy that he is.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had Shark Tank coming up. And it's a entrepreneurship competition, 15-minute presentation, 10-minute Q&A with entrepreneurs, $15,000 on the line.
Bro, that's sick.
Now, so we submitted our business plan for that, got accepted, and started hammering how we're going to present this.
When is this presentation?
So we already did that.
Oh.
So we already did that. So we ended up rolling through this Shark Tank competition, and we won first place.
Bro,
we won
let's
MVP.
go. That's
and
fire.
We were the People's Choice. So we won $9,000 to kind of get this
That's
business
sick.
going. I know. And so we hired some software developers who are building out our front end development with our platform right now. That's going to launch early 2026. And so we also have Jonathan Jackson is kind of our technical guy with our team, cybersecurity major, also fifth-year baseball outfielder with Harding. And so he's been helping us a lot with the technical side as well, and he's been doing a phenomenal job. And so right now we basically, where we're at is we've met the developers. They're working on our platform. Hire your weaknesses. We're marketing, finance, cybersecurity, but we don't know much about the software engineering, software developers, and so we've been able to find some great assets that are helping us with that. And so we got a wait list right now of, just checked today, up to around 115, 120 athletes that are ready to jump on board, and about 10 to 15 employers who are also ready to jump on board with this platform. There's other platforms out there like Podium X, Athlete Network, but they're not specifically doing exactly what we're going after. So modeling after LinkedIn, but tailored to our niche. So we got that wait list that we're getting athletes on. So once we go live, these athletes and employers who sign up early get exclusive access and kind of access exactly to what we're trying to do. So it's exciting. There's a lot of different steps to it. Meeting with investors, meeting with other business employers. So just keep trekking.
All right, so I have questions and I have thoughts. Which ones do you want first?
Dude, hit me with whatever.
Okay.
Actually, hit me with your questions, and then maybe you can change some of your thoughts.
Sure, done. First questions that come up, because I'm curious. Revenue stream. Are student athletes paying like a subscription, or are you guys going to be selling through ads, essentially like selling data?
Yeah, so kind of the three revenue models we have are your athletes. And so obviously athletes aren't able to make a lot of money through college, and so we're going to keep that cost relatively pretty low for the athlete. Right now through our wait list is free. Through our beta, it's going to be free. Those people who are signing up, we're going to take care of them early on. And so I think right now for you to get a LinkedIn monthly subscription, what is it, like $200-$300 a month, right?
LinkedIn for LinkedIn Business is $50 a month.
Okay, 50. Okay, yeah. So I was maybe thinking the employer model, but yeah, we're gonna be under that number. we want to be competitive. We believe we have a lot to offer, but we
There's also like
also
Indeed and Handshake. Like there's definitely competitors.
yeah.
But I think what is unique is the student athlete focus. And I think it's going to be your guys' ability to, find other, high profile student athletes that are willing to market this thing for you and to get it
Absolutely.
out there. Which I think there's definitely a lot of potential there. But dude, my brain's spinning. I think it's such a cool idea.
Thank you. Yeah. So you have the athlete that'll pay. That'll be kind of obviously our lower totem pole. With attracting athletes, if you charge them a whole lot, they're not gonna want to hop on. But then our main revenue kind of driver is going to be the employers. Your business employers, your business recruiters are going to hop on and use this as their platform to find that talent that they're after, and then also the recruiter subscriptions, sponsorships, kind of a cost per click kind of thing, cost per hire. So we've kind of built out different ideas we have around that.
Yeah, because like the employers, like they know that they're getting something that they can't get
Right.
anywhere else, and I think where it could be putting the cart before the horse, but I think where something like this takes off is if you pull those student athletes that are enrolling on your Indeeds, on your Handshakes. They might have LinkedIn because everyone has LinkedIn, but if you start pulling those student athletes, like your guys' platform is really the place to go for student athletes. Like that's what will make it enticing for employers that are looking for that, to pay your guys' premium from the employer standpoint.
Oh yeah.
Which is exciting. Like I think this is like a perfect transition for you, like right into the after.
I know it's
After
neat.
ages.
Kind of been telling people who've asked about it. Like it's neat learning business in the textbook and in the classroom, but
Dude,
obviously
absolutely.
you can speak a
100%.
whole lot on learning in the field. Obviously with starting your LLC,
Mhm.
with starting your own business, and so that's kind of where we're at too. Is it's unique learning about business from this standpoint too.
Dude, like I'm very grateful for my time as a student athlete. I'm very grateful for not even the degree that I got. It's the fact that I'm in this chair right now speaking with you, that I have the opportunity to be here. That's why I'm grateful that I chose to go to college.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that a degree coming out of college right now, it's the same guarantee that it was when our parents went to school. It's
Right.
not the same guarantee anymore. And that's something that our professors are telling us at school. It's guys, your degree's not enough. Like there needs to be other things that you're offering. It needs to be extracurriculars. You need to have other intangible skills that you can offer. Separating factors, like just because you have this degree, this piece of paper, when you come out, like that is it's just not.
Tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, like there's just a lot more that high level employers are looking for. And people starting their own things now too. Like the entrepreneur space is ripe. Not everyone can be an entrepreneur, but the space is ripe for creativity. And just very very quick, a business is seeing a problem, providing a solution. It's exactly what you guys have
Exactly
laid
what
out
we're
here.
doing.
Dude,
Helping people with their pain, solving their pain.
totally. So I have more questions. Is it more on the looking for employers and connecting for jobs, or is it the community aspect? Like what? Like, I don't know. Like what percentage of each is
What
it?
more focus are you
Yeah,
saying?
are you more focused on the employing side, or like to build this like student athlete community where people can share experiences and this and that? Is that just like a bonus part of it, like a social media side of it? Yeah, please.
Right. No. Yeah. I think what we're after is we want to connect them with those employers.
Mm-hmm.
We want to have resources on this platform that can help them understand different aspects of stuff they're not being taught. Whether it's a science major who, hey, what's a 401k? What's a Roth IRA? What does this do? So we want certain athletes who also aren't being taught certain things to also have resources on this app. So not only is it going to be a resources aspect for them, but it's going to be primarily connecting them with those employers, showcasing their talents, and kind of with that, you're going to gain the athlete network with it, because you're going to connect with other athletes. See so-and-so got hired here. Oh, I'm going to shoot him a message. Hey, man, like, can you tell me more about your interview process with whatever kind of company? You just kind of build that rapport while primarily focusing on the connecting with the employers and recruiters for the life
Well,
beyond the field.
Dude, that's sick. And early 2026 is you're expecting
Hmm.
to launch the beta version?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So beta platform launching early 2026, and so gonna test run that and get out the kinks. And
Sweet.
so
And we'll put the link to join the waitlist in the episode notes. So if you're curious, please join that waitlist. Do you have any other closing quick final thoughts before we segue out of here?
man, dude, I'm trying to think. We've pretty much nailed it all.
Amazing.
I mean, just want to touch on the power of not what you know, but who you know. That's what we're doing here. That's what me and you are doing right now. We've been given the ability and the blessing to be at this forum, and I didn't know your name before coming in, but now I do, and we've had this opportunity, and so I think you just gotta treat people the right way. Treat them with respect. You never know what's gonna come full circle. You never know how it's gonna come back and either bite you in the rear end or bite you in the rear end, or really help you out. And so I think just continue to keep doing what you're doing with these podcasts, man. And it's been a pleasure.
Dude, appreciate it. I always end the episodes with rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Normally I have my little paper and my notes, and today's been one of the most chill podcasts I've probably ever done. Sitting here after a full day. But I do have some rapid fire questions. We'll go with some of the standards. What was your favorite pregame meal?
Pre-game meal, oof. If it's a day before, I'm hitting a carb load, making some pasta. But right before the game, Jersey Mike's, little sub.
What sauce is on that pasta?
Sauce. I'm doing a chicken Alfredo. Yeah.
I do love an Alfredo.
What about you?
Oh, this is so funny. 1 second. I would say pregame. I like to keep it light. Whether that be like salad with some grilled chicken,
Yeah.
keep it light, and then I'll eat heavy afterwards.
Right.
Maybe it's a burger, maybe it's a steak. Wow, that sounds really heavy right now. I'm full right now, but yeah, I like to eat clean. I like to feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to eat. Sometimes I get a little sweet tooth gets the best of me, but for the most part, I'm pretty good. Okay, next one. You caught me off guard there.
Yeah, my
Next up would be, do you have a favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Lone Survivor.
Lone Survivor.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure if I've ever seen that.
Oh man, it's a great war movie.
Love it. I'll give mine real quick. Seeing it in theaters for the first time, Avengers: Infinity War.
Oh, that's a great
I just
pick.
remember seeing that and I was like, what is happening right now? It's sick. And then third, it's a hot summer day. What's your go-to beverage to cool off?
Sweet tea. Sweet tea.
That makes sense.
Some
Arkansas?
ice. Yeah.
Well, what's something that people don't know about Arkansas?
It's gorgeous. It's a natural state. Bunch of mountains. It's got a lot of deer, got a lot of ducks. And so yeah, dude, I think it was pretty slept on. I mean, I grew up in Tulsa, so I was close to Northwest Arkansas, but Central Arkansas compared to Northwest Arkansas, very two great places, but very different kind of terrain and layout. And so I think Arkansas is gorgeous. Just driving through the state.
I'll have to see it. That's what I'm thinking. There's 50 states. We gotta go see them.
We do.
It's one of the blessings of being in the United States is you have all these states to go and see. Freely go and as you please. It's a blessing to live here in this country. I'm very, very blessed that we live here.
Amen.
Any country has its issues. People are fighting for those. That's why we have our democracy. Why we have our government. But it's amazing. Like the opportunity. It's exciting to hear these stories. People still you're fighting. You have the fire in you. These conversations leave me with more energy because hearing what other people are doing, it excites me.
Heck yeah, man.
All right, because you already did it one time, I'm gonna flip it one time back to you. Do you have any questions for me?
Man, I guess what keeps you going with this your business, your podcast when stuff hits the fan or collegiate sports gets in the way, your school gets in the way. There's many factors outside in life. What keeps you going when things get hard with either this podcast or in life, I guess?
My token answer is, and I'm going to give it to you, and then I'll give you my second answer. The token answer is that it's always the power of one. So if there's one person out there that heard the story, that it connected with them, it's all worth it. I've said that before. It's cliche, but it's true. It's why I do it. The second one is I want to create something that when I look back at it, I'm proud of it, and I can pinpoint what I was doing or where I was at along the journey, and being able to start this from my freshman year to my senior year. Um, now I'm 30, I have a family, a successful business, and um, I have kids running around. I can go and see what I was doing, what conversation I was having as a college student athlete. I think for me that's cool, and so many the interviews, the connection. Um, it's it's fun. It's not about the glory, not about the fame, not about I'm not getting paid for it yet.
Right.
It's genuinely it's fun, and I enjoy the connection, and I get to have conversations that I normally wouldn't have, wouldn't normally have, and
Mm-hmm.
dedicated time to just sit, talk, listen, ask questions, and understand someone else. In results to the business, I just wanted to understand what it actually took to run a small business company, manage an LLC, and that's why I stepped out a blue team today because
Yeah.
I had a call from the IRS because they still had me as a partnership, but I'm just a single member now, and they sent me a bill for a certain amount of money because I should have filed a 1065, but then I have to write them a letter. It's just all this little stuff that like they don't teach you at business school.
Right.
Little stuff that you have to learn by doing it.
Uh-huh.
And I'll give you another thing because now I'm going. My profit and loss sheet, my income statement, my expenses. Before in 2024 when we started, it was a mess. It was not organized. I wasn't correctly categorizing any of my expenses. My income pivot was all messed up. My profit and loss was messy. It was confusing. But I went through much more focused after I retook an accounting class and watched some videos, asked some questions, and reset up my sheet with all the formulas and everything, correctly categorized all the expenses. So now it's something that when I look at it, I understand it. I can
Yeah.
easily plug the numbers in, got my receipts that I can upload and everything like that. So now I'm not putting it away, I'm not avoiding it, but I'm learning, which I think is the most important part.
Oh, dude, that's huge. I
Yeah,
like that. You've never would have known that or maybe learned that way if you wouldn't have taken that leap.
no doubt. But I'll be honest with you. I'm still looking for something more.
Okay.
Um,
What do you think that looks like? What does more look like to you?
so I've thought about, and I'm in the process of creating like a lifestyle or a wellness coaching brand like within Kaizen, whether that be through a curriculum, through speaking. Um, I enjoy connecting with high school athletes and pushing them to college sports. That's what they want, but realizing that there's also something about this student athlete to work transition that I think is that also needs a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to make a decision where I want to focus my time and
Yeah.
energy at.
Yeah.
Because like I mentioned to you when we sat down, I can't cast such a wide net of, oh, I want to work with professionals, college athletes, high school athletes, and middle schoolers. Like that is way too much
Yeah.
of a range.
Can't have your foot in four
Yeah.
different doors.
Not at all. But I think there's value in each level of the process because when
Right.
I was in middle school, when I was in high school, like there's people pouring into me like there were for you that created the person that you are, and I'm eternally grateful for that. So that's going to be the decision over the next couple months is like where I want to take it. Hearing your stuff is like, dang, there's a lot to be said about that transition, and it's real. But I'm also going through it right now too, so it's a little interesting.
Bouncing it all.
Yeah. Um, Last question because right now we're going, but we're flowing. Do you have any quotes that you want to share, or any shout outs, or any people that you want to just because you'll send this to family and things like that? Do you have anything that you want to say to anyone listening out there?
Yeah, man. I mean, big one, like I said, with Coach Beasley. How you do anything's how you do everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I want to live by and really preach. Faith is a big part of my life, and I believe that we can't get through this world alone. You can't do things by yourself and make it through. And I've learned that through my injuries and through sports. And so I'll quote Philippians 4:6-7. Don't worry about anything, but in everything through prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understandings, will guard your hearts and mind in Christ Jesus. And I think this world tries to tell us a lot of lies. And so if we can really dumb it down, by submitting to God with our lives, I think this stuff in business, this stuff in life, this stuff in sports is where it all really takes off. And that's, I think, by having your foot in the right door, and God being right there with you. So that's what I leave you with.
I love that, and made me think about, and I just want to hammer it home. I want to hit one home run with it, to use a
Let's
baseball
go.
analogy. By putting away the technology and being around the people that you are, being fully present where your 2 feet are, like I believe Peaches mentioned in our blue team group, be where your feet are. And when you're face to face with somebody, put away the phone, have the conversation, connect, be in real life.
Absolutely.
And you said there's a lot of lies, a lot of misdirection, a lot of confusion out there. But if there's one thing that I do know, is that when you're across from somebody and you're talking to them, that's real.
Mm-hmm.
And more often than not, the person across from you, you agree on more things than you disagree on.
Oh yeah.
And if you really get down to really get down to it, down to the mineral soil, down to the dirt, at the end of the day, most people want the same things. They want to be cared for. They want love. They want connection. They want to feel accepted. I feel like human beings, like we lose that because we get so distracted and all this stuff. What the media might be feeding us or whatever it is. There's all these distractions. But when you put that away and you just connect and talk to someone, you can really begin to enjoy this life a lot more.
I agree with you, man.
Dude, this has been great. Episode 65. No, this is 66. 66. He's next to 67. Let's go. This has been great. Thank you, Hudson. I really enjoyed this.
Yes, man. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
All right, that brings 66 to a close. Thank you so much for joining. Remember, the episode notes will contain the waitlist link along with social media for Hudson as well. So please feel free to tap in.
Absolutely.
And
shout out Logan Lacey. Shout out Jonathan Jackson.
Shout him out, man. Like, you're listening. We're going to share it. We're going to get this thing going. And hopefully we can get the NCAA to repost this and get some South love tomorrow at breakfast.
Let's go.
All right, that's great. Thank you all for joining in today's episode. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. And the number one way to share and grow a podcast, is to share it. So please share this to a friend, family, or loved one, or someone that you think could benefit from it. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. And we're back here next time.
Sir.